backyard of Bob and Sue Jones, just outside of Deer Creek. And Sue, thank you for braving the heat with me today to share with me your water garden.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit, you've had this water garden for several years now.
The water garden is 19 years old. We put it together ourselves. We built it from scratch. We brought something in to dig it, but beyond that, it's all our touch.
And it's all your design, too.
All our design. When we built the house 20 years ago, my husband said no irrigation through the center of the yard because he knew exactly what he was going to do with this hill.
It's perfect to have a beautiful, long running stream, and then also just have some series of steps of waterfalls as well. It kind of gives you a good mix of sound as you're sitting here.
It does. It's so peaceful. We really enjoy just sitting here and listening to it.
Well, tell me a little bit about the different functions of the pools that you've created.
Yeah. Well, we have a weir at the top where the water feeds in, comes down the stream. We have a plant pond that we grow our lilies in, and what other plants will survive our water because it's a well water and it's high in boron. It goes down another stream where our koi, and I think we've got a couple of shabunkins, but where our koi live.
Okay.
And so the plant pond has just gone crazy this year. There's a shelf in the plant pond, no shelves or any place where a bird or anything can sit to try to get our fish.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about our fish. I know a lot of people have issues with their fish being taken by the big birds. But there's a shelf here. The center part is sunken, and in the wintertime we just put our lilies in the bottom and they sit there all winter and then start shooting up in the spring.
Well, you've got some beautiful pink and yellow lilies that are taking off. They're loving this heat right now.
Yes, yes.
And your koi, I mean, have they been here 19 years too? Because they're quite massive.
Some of them we have adopted over the last couple of years. As people, we're members of the Water Garden Society, and we'll have people contact the club over a period of time and say they're closing down their pond or they've got too many fish and they need to rehome them. Okay. So we have rehomed probably about 3 or 4 this year. But ours started out about this big and they're now probably this big. And we just enjoy them because when they started out, they were either white or a pale yellow, and now they're colorful. So you just never know what you're getting when they're little tiny fish.
They kind of transition as they mature a little bit. Well, it definitely shows that you're a part of the Water Garden Society, the Oklahoma Water Garden Society, because I know they're very active and they do a lot of stuff, and you have a lot of projects that you've made through that, right? To add to your future.
Yes. We did the leaf casting. We do that every year, usually in August, because we're waiting for the elephant ears to be large enough for us to cast. But we have the leaf casting here, water feature, and then there are various leaves sitting around the pond. So what we do is we cast them, we trim them down with our grinding wheel, we paint them, and then we put color on them, and then we just set them out.
Very good. Well, it definitely adds a nice little touch to the garden. And also, we got to talk about the plants that are around the water garden as well. You know, it's always kind of sometimes tricky to blend your water garden into the surrounding settings. Tell me what you've done with some of these fountain grasses and stuff.
For us, because our water is so high in boron, there's certain plants that will not survive it. So once I find a plant that does well, I usually will duplicate it and put it around in various areas. If something goes to seed, I leave it. If I don't want it there, I obviously pull it up. And I've gotten many things started just from seed flowing in. So.
Well, I love that. I mentioned the Dalberg daisies earlier when we first got here, how they've just sort of naturalized in your stone path here.
They started out in a pot, seed blew in, and as I say, the next year there was more, and it just continues to multiply.
Well, it looks like a pretty tough and tolerant garden out here in our Oklahoma sun.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Oh, you're quite welcome. We enjoyed having you.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.